Tom Quigley of Claim Links. All right, Tom, ACA time. First
ACA
of all,
time, baby. Let's go.
ACA. I would say, are you kidding me? I'm just going to say ACA. So,
Affordable Care Act.
Yes, it's the Affordable Care Act. Everyone knows it, or Obamacare. And why did it's because during Obama, that's why some people still call it Obamacare.
Egos. See, Affordable Care Act, just like the HIPAA laws, initially was called the Kennedy-Casaubon laws, but it was HIPAA, Health Insurance Protection, Patient Protection Act, or whatever.
Next week on the show, you're going to take us through signing up for an ACA plan.
Okay.
So we have to create a fake name or fake social. I don't know how we can do that. Or you might even have some screenshots to walk us through the process.
I have a friend or two who wants to be famous. We'll just use their shit.
Exactly. And just don't tell them.
Hey, here's their social. Here's their credit card number.
And then you're going to see
some pizza for the fam tonight.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So what problem was the Affordable Care Act originally designed to solve?
It was put out there to reduce health insurance costs and the law, and make the plans uniform so that there was no gaps, catastrophic coverage or preventative. They came up with these essential benefits that made a lot of sense for people. They failed to forget. They forgot that males can't have kids and other things, and they priced it. And if your income is below 400% of what was deemed the federal poverty level, you got what's called a subsidy that can help you pay for the premium based on the state, county, all that stuff you lived in. And it was good law, no pre-ex anymore. HIPAA did that also, but this one just blew what the leaks in HIPAA were just covered. So it made it overnight and made the insurance company have to give back money if their loss ratios were at a certain point. If they were better, they had to refund money for premium and all that. And that's what they did. The intention was good, solid, and it made a lot of sense, but they got a couple things. One being that the group insurance agents are middlemen who don't want to be carved out, so they wouldn't sell it the right way, still don't. And it's costing people millions upon millions, trillions over time, extra premium the insurance companies are getting because they're precious commissions and bonuses.
And it's the only thing, and this is a question asked, based on ACA, there is they cannot go and deny you for pre-existing conditions. That's probably one of the biggest things that this plan brought to the table to change things for people who are not employed,
I'll give you a real life example. My charming wife, unfortunately, was diagnosed with uterine cancer. But she had to get a hysterectomy. And on December 4th, 4 years ago. And what I did is I put a plan in on November 20 under the individual coverage HRA and all that stuff using the MERP a lot, which gave her qualified life event. I put a gold plan in, and because we had an Aflac cancer policy, she literally made $10,000 on her surgery, and we only paid a couple $1,000 versus. And then on January 1st, when everything was done, I put her back to a bronze plan because it was open enrollment. So the law, if you understand it, you can take full advantage.
It's just like the tax laws. If you understand the healthcare laws, you're in good shape.
And for whatever reason, those 2,000 pages only have about 3, maybe. I'm probably exaggerating. Probably 1 or 2 pages that actually relate to health insurance.
Interesting.
It's all a bunch of fluff and this and that and interpretations, blah, blah, blah. And it's all gray. But the black and white is no pre-existing, unlimited. And if you decide it, you're a business owner, real estate agent, whatever you are, independent contractor, then you can create a plan because of some laws that passed since that allows you to get a plan anytime during the year. And because the HIPAA laws, the group, you can anytime as long as you have two people. Some states are one.
So why do people argue that the ACA without actually understanding it?
Why do they argue?
Yeah.
I think Forrest Gump sums that up. You can't fix stupid.
So what parts of the healthcare pricing and coverage are directly controlled by ACA?
That's the state departments of insurance that dictate to the insurance carriers, individual and small group, how much they can raise rates. And the federal government above 9.9 has to give an exemption. So for individual, for a small group, that's up to the state. For the groups above 50 or any plans that are underwritten, because they call them self-funded, under 50, medical underwriting, they look at your health history and they base rates on that.
How did the ACA change underwriting, pre-existing conditions, and plan eligibility?
The one thing there is no pre-existing. So the plans are all uniform. They have to have the 10 essential benefits in it with no limits. And the last question is,
I guess you're eligible with
eligibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to still follow HIPAA laws, so groups 2 and whatever. But the waivers, anyone with ACA compliant health plan is a valid waiver. So their participation requirements are, if you have 50 people and everyone has valid waivers and you only have 4 left, those 4 people are treated as if you have 100% participation because of you had valid waivers under the law.
So how can insurance companies, let's say, if you know what, I don't want the ACA plan, I want to buy another plan. How do the insurance companies be able to say, guess what, you can't have pre-existing conditions? Do they allow healthcare plans to be bought 2 different ways? They shouldn't. It should be just straight ACA rules. Then you'd have better pricing.
Well, they are. You're referring to supplemental insurance, which is allowed to have.
No, like let's just say you want to, maybe this has changed.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the plans, but I just want to go directly to my healthcare provider and buy a plan. Then they could have certain rules like, hey, you know what? You have a heart issue or high blood pressure. We're going to raise your rate X amount more and all these different things. Go ahead.
No, that's not true. You buy an individual plan from a carrier direct, they have to be ACA compliant. You're referring to grandfathered plans in the beginning where they were prior to the ACA.
Oh, so all that's changed completely. I remember back in Eon's time when I tried to shop and saw some of that.
By the way, those sunset plans never made sense anyways. I never understood why people were so adamant about not having an ACA compliant plan. I would laugh at them because I'd be like, so you want to pay for your physicals? You want to have limits on your lifetime? And you want to pay more than the cost of an ACA plan if you buy it? Wow, that makes sense.
So what things does ACA not control? Let's go to what major cost drivers in healthcare are not related by ACA?
Some of the drugs, certain drugs, they limit some of but anything they cover, there's no limits on most of the plans, except for you might have so many visits for mental health, and you may have so many visits for speech therapy and those things. But on the 10 essential, you can't have limits. But on other things that they may cover, they can put in some limits. Physical therapy, so many days a year.
So this is a question that maybe I was thinking, and it says, how do insurance companies still design plans despite ACA rules?
They throw out different plan designs that they create in-house, and then they use insurance agents to sell these plans, and they incentivize the agents. The more premium, the more they make. Good system.
So why aren't ACA plans sold more, let's say, to businesses?
They are. Every plan. That's the misnomer. Every plan is an Affordable Care Act plan.
Okay.
It's just the law that requires insurance companies to have certain essential benefits on every plan.
So going and hiring an agent is almost absolutely a waste of time. They might as well go with a consultant like you because it seems like a complete joke. You're going to get charged more. You're not going to get the right plan for your employees, and you're not going to be able to go out and price the best system and best plan to give the best affordable healthcare and best healthcare for your employees.
I feel like Blues Brothers doing the flips and going, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yeah, and so do you think that ACA needs to be fixed anyway?
Yeah.
Can they fix it?
Yeah, but there's too much greed in there. And you got Congress people being bought out. So you have to get term limits on the Congress people. So you get the scumbags out, and then you get laws that are in the best interest for consumers. If the Congress, you have two avenues to go after it. But like I've always said, a 50,000 deductible, or the government sets up a high risk pool that they subsidize the insurance companies for, and that will lower the costs, and all of that can be paid with tax dollars that are created by lower premiums. But they have no interest in fixing it. Why would you fix a system that's making everyone money? They're not shutting down daycares in Minnesota, are they?
Tom, you're definitely running for office in so many ways. So go to claimlinks.com. Schedule a call with Tom today. We have to address the ACA further. I really will have to figure out how we can demo this, because you demo how to do that or set up a flexible spending account. I think that will be very interesting to our listeners and viewers, because it's not easy. It's, again, any type of films is not easy.
Understands what they're currently buying, and to try to educate them on what they're currently buying is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over. So what you have to do is teach them the basics. Here's the basics. There's two components to health insurance: catastrophic and benefits. The benefit piece, you're better off as a company doing yourself, as an individual doing it yourself through a health savings account.
Right.
An employer through a medical expense reimbursement plan.
Okay.
And maybe a health savings account for the officers.
All right. Thanks again, Tom. Claimlinks.com. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show on the Cutting Edge Benefits Podcast, guys. Take care.